Don't be nervous, John.
Hello.
Oh.
Welcome to Frack The Canon.
Oh.
I'm René Mendoza, and I am joined by CJ all the way from LA. Hello, CJ.
Hi.
And today I'm joined by Stormtrooper John, my boss Bobby Chastain, and my boss's friend Bob Miri. Yeah. So today we're talking about some Star Wars. So we have a clip. Can we roll that clip, please? This hurts my arm. I'll bring it down.
I have lived long enough to see the same eyes in different people. I see your eyes.
Star Wars like previews?
Can we just watch the movie
I
like this?
know your eyes.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Oh, that's out? That's
December
been out?
18th, guys.
I'm a
This
little
year?
behind on
Star Wars always had the best trailers, right? I mean, even the prequels were like, you're always super jazzed for them.
So you guys saw the I'm assuming you guys saw. I'm assuming. I'm like a dick. You guys saw the original ones in theaters.
No,
original
Trilogy.
not four. No,
Not four?
I was born in '77, so
Right.
But you saw at least. But you saw.
I saw six in theaters.
Okay.
One of my earliest memories is seeing Empire at a drive-in. So the only one I can remember kind of waiting in line for and then having the first day excitement was
Jedi.
6.
So yeah, okay, so 6.
Yeah.
But you saw it's still original movie though, right? Original trilogy movie.
What
But
about-
so
what
what do you
about-
guys? So Star Wars after the prequels and happening. How did you feel about?
How do I feel about Star Wars? Well, I love Star Wars.
The new
Renee.
one though.
We're here to talk about Star Wars.
So that's what we're talking about. So let's talk about Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think about Episode 7? Rey.
Oh yeah, it was all right.
Was that right?
To me, I complain a lot about it. I'm a prequels apologist, as Bob knows. I saw all
Yes.
of those multiple times. I have no problem with Jar Jar.
I don't know if you're being facetious or not though.
I'm not being facetious. I liked the prequels a lot. And of course, the original trilogy. This seemed a little bit different to me. I thought it was very derivative. All the complaints you've heard about it, I had problems with. J.J. Abrams, clearly J.J. Abrams movies. Planets don't even blow up the right way. They're supposed to blow up, and there's like glittery.
It implodes.
They
Yeah, they implode like a crumbling cookie or something. And I don't. That's just
But that's
not
not when
Star Wars
Plutonium
thing.
they break in. I know it happened in Star Trek.
What didn't happen? Yeah, Star Trek, but not in Star Wars. Star Wars, like planets are supposed to blow up a certain way, and then he doesn't do it that way. It looks like a crumbling cookie.
Thoughts on
On
J.J.
Planet
Abrams.
on J.J. I thought it was great. I mean, I saw it opening night, and I came out feeling like I was, 10 years old. So I loved it. I thought it was great. It's updated clearly. As far as it being like derivative, it's all hero's journey stuff. Like most movies do this. Like it's a pattern that works, and he's following that pattern. So why mess with something good?
Well,
like,
the prequels
that's-
were kind of their own thing. Like
They
they didn't tell the same story over and over again.
Yeah, but could you watch, if there was no episode 4, 5, and 6, could you watch the prequels as standalone movies and think they were
Bob
good?
will never have the benefit of that, but I would guess that yes. But like I gotta
Like,
imagine like a different like world or something.
Well, and I don't hate the prequels either, but they're not terribly good movies.
Right, what about like they have the Death Star, but it's like the Death Star planet this time, and then there's even the scene where they show it and like one of the rebels, or what are the rebels called now?
The Resistance.
The Resistance goes,
Like the
it's
French?
just like the Death Star. And then they're
Just,
like,
no,
it's not.
It's bigger.
So, to me it was, even Renee said, it hits all the same beats.
of Episode 4? And then,
But
But go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say that I think that's just kind of the way that they try to play it on us. Was that we obviously were gonna pick up on those things, but they switch things. They flip flop things around.
Well,
you have this guy who comes out. He's actually a stormtrooper to save somebody from the resistance, from the grips of the First Order, and he's actually a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And he's not doing it out of like the goodness of his heart, because he doesn't want to be a part of the First Order anymore.
And it turns out he was a janitor, right?
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
custodian.
And he had also the secret. This was the other thing that really bothered me about the movie was they have like this 4-minute meeting about, okay, how are we going to blow it up? What's the Death Star planet called?
Star Killer Base.
Star Killer Base. How are we going to blow up the Star Killer Base? It's like we have these plans to look at, and a guy who was a janitor, and then he's like, if only there were an oscillator, and he's like, oh, no, I know there is an oscillator. It's there. And then after
And then they
4 minutes
highlight,
later,
they
it's like,
highlight,
let's go do it.
they highlight it as soon as he points to it. Like that's what that was.
But
That
at the
big
end, there
gaudy
isn't, though.
hole
At
in the
end-
ground.
But then, I don't know where the oscillator is. I'm just a janitor.
No, but he did know where the oscillator
Oh,
was.
yeah, CJ.
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 We talked about this. We had a long conversation. What do you think about what these guys are saying?
About what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it was cool. I mean, I agree with on the one hand him saying like, you know, when it comes to it being derivative, I mean that's kind of the point of it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean it's different for 7 to be derivative than it is for 1 to be derivative. You know what I mean? Because we saw 4 first, so it's like 7 can be derivative because it comes after, but 1 can't be derivative because it's supposed to be the origination. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, yeah, I think I liked 7. To get in on that little piece of the conversation, I liked 7. As a Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
it was the one that I had been waiting to see since I was a child. You know what I mean? I didn't really care to see the prequels because we already knew what happened. But I mean, the prequels, you know, they happen and they're fine or whatever. But I mean, to some of the points you know he was making, I mean, I agree with the points. It's like, you know, you're trying to break new ground, but you're really just kind of doing the same old. I mean, it's like I said, you know, it's a sequel. It can be derivative because it is like a 20-year sequel, so it has to harken back to the original fans, and it has to create new fans too. So that's why you have these new spins. You know, it's hard to say.
I agree. No, those are good. Right. Yeah, you're right, dude. But yeah, no,
He's actually vomiting right now.
Like the only thing I agree with you was that, or someone here, I said that it bugged me because it was the same beats as I think, yeah, with the same beats over no new story, just different characters, it's different names and genders, but pretty much the same kind of story.
But even the first trilogy, the second trilogy, and this new trilogy, they're all basically about an orphan.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be about an orphan. It's
always about a
Why is that supposed to
Skywalker.
win us over, though? That it's always about an orphan? Or CJ started his thing. He said,
Well, if you need
it's
children,
supposed to
that's
be
fine.
derivative, or like that's the point of the movie. It's like should maybe set their sights a little higher. It's like the point of it is.
But is
more
that a
about-
J.J. Abrams thing though? Because Star Trek 2, Wrath of
Yes,
of
that's
Khan.
what J.J. Abrams said. That's why when they announced he was the director, I was like, oh no, it's going to be derivative.
I wonder how many times we can say the word derivative in a 15-minute segment.
If I could cut in,
Renee could stop
I
laughing.
think that the derivativeness, and if there's a drinking game based on this show, I believe derivative is the magic word. But the derivative of this, I think, can be expounded to new ground when they make sequels. And as we all know, J.J. Abrams isn't directing any of the sequels.
Thank God.
They got the guy from the hit movie Looper.
Rian Johnson, but he's a good director. Have you seen Brick?
Yeah. What?
Have you seen Brick?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't seen that.
You saw that, but yeah, it's.
No, I in my personal opinion, I liked the movie a lot more before I talked to Bobby. I feel like I really enjoyed the movie, and then I walked in and I was like, "What'd you think?" And then he just ruined it for me. So you know, it was kind of like when you first found out Santa wasn't real. That one kid in your class at school who was just like, you're like, "Oh, you still celebrate Christmas with Santa, huh?" Well,
Sure,
guess
you were
what?
in middle school. It was time.
I know. It was really late in the game, wasn't it? No, but I don't know. I think that this was a really good springboard into, because you know it's not going to end at 9. It's not going to. It's not going. Episode 9 is not going to come around. They're going to say, okay, thank God we, revived that after all this time. Disney's going to be like, well, let's go for 10, 11, 12.
Well, they said they're going to make a Star Wars movie every year until until people don't watch it. Like,
until
this
George
is going to go on
Lucas
for 20 years.
It's the same thing as printing money. Why would you stop?
Because it's illegal.
Oh, yeah.
But the anthologies, though, but also that could bring to the anthology. What do you guys stand on the anthologies?
Oh yeah, that's exciting because Rogue One is supposed to be like you're going to see some hardcore Darth Vader killings and stuff.
Yeah. Not black stormtroopers, like black armored stormtroopers. We've already seen some black. Sorry, CJ. We've already seen some black stormtroopers. I just wanted to.
No, I think we filled our quota on black stormtroopers with this last.
Traitor. Yeah.
So CJ, I know we've talked about this, you and I. Where do you stand on Boba Fett standalone movie, if that does happen, if it is going to happen?
I mean, honestly, I'd much rather see like a Han Solo origin movie and maybe have like Boba Fett guest star. I mean, look, I don't know,
Boba Fett.
I mean, Boba Fett like looks cool, you know what I mean? Like, but like it ends there, you know what I mean? Like he looks cool, but that's it. Like, I mean, I don't really get it outside of his, awesome outfit, which he does have. You know what I mean? Like,
Boba Fett's a great action figure, terrible character.
That New Zealand actor really needs some work, though, is my concern. That guy who played Jango Fett, he hasn't done anything since, you know?
We could go watch this movie based on his welfare, I guess.
Make this movie happen. He's really poor now. They have to pay him royalties every time they make a Clone Wars game.
Do they?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
That's tough. That must really
he does
suck.
need the work then.
I could just see the commercials for just 80 cents a day. You can get this actor work.
Maybe the first Boba Fett movie is literally just him sitting inside the Sarlacc. Just like contemplating his life. He's like, I screwed up.
Maybe that's the whole movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
that would be great.
It's like 127 Hours meets Buried, that Ryan Reynolds movie. But he's just stuck in a Sarlacc pit.
That'd be good.
All right.
Can we still bag on the episode 7?
Go for it.
Because the other problem, another major problem I had with it was how many spoilers there were. You know, it's like, and you could deduce what was going to happen. Yes, I knew everything that was going to happen already.
Oh yeah,
You think so?
As soon as he says the droid is aboard the ship with Han Solo, your father. And I'm like, oh, no way, man! Like I'm so surprised.
When the opening scroll came up and it said Han Solo is dead, and that's like the first line after the title.
It was to Bobby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was so obvious. Everyone knew Han Solo was going to die, right? I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
anyone who's a Star Wars fan, which is everyone.
It was pretty much a foregone conclusion. Like, you knew it was going to happen, but even when you saw it happen, you're still. I still felt something. I'm
Did you
like,
feel
oh
like
yeah,
such a
absolutely.
relief,
I
though,
cry
that
every time.
finally
No,
they shouldn't have done it earlier.
I cry every time.
dark human being, so.
I'm starting to think that Harrison Ford was actually trying to kill his character while on set.
Yeah.
Which is why he broke his leg.
Right.
He like crashed his plane in the middle of like the production.
Well,
He's like, JJ, you better kill me or I'm gonna kill myself.
It was in his contract, right, where he's like, I'm not doing any more of this. Like,
Unless
I'm
you
through.
kill me.
But
Yeah, kill me. I will do this if you kill me.
Yeah.
I think he was the highest paid actor out of all of this. Even Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill.
Yeah, because he was in it for 80 seconds.
Right.
But even he got top billing though for 80 seconds.
Well, that was the most dramatic and best part of the movie was the last shot.
Oh, that whole thing, and he didn't say a word either.
The awkward
But
trade-off.
He acted
because he
really
overacted
well.
so much with his face, he didn't need to say anything.
Because he's a voice actor.
I have never seen someone take a hood off in the same way that he has done. Tears to my eyes. Tears to my eyes.
Of joy or of just ridiculousness? Of just laughing?
No. I'm just saying. Tears to my eyes. He's
If you're stranded out on an island planet for that long, at what point do you really start wishing like, man, I wish I could make a delivery call for pieces for my hand? You know, like, he's got to have a lot of like salt water, you know, like a lot of like that's getting right in those gears and stuff. Like, you know, like where is he? How does he?
And so is the idea that he was just up there thinking or like becoming one with the Force?
He was on a sabbatical or something.
Yeah, but that's what how a Jedi sabbatical
Academy.
is, right? Because they're like so, smart.
It was like the original Jedi Temple, right? From what I
Well, he was
understand,
on
right?
the hunt for it. He was on the search for it.
So presumably he's found it because he's there and he's been there for so long.
Or just gave up because he's.
Or gave up and said, "This is the new Jedi Temple." Yeah.
This is it.
This is already my problem with Episode 8, is that I feel like already we know what's going to happen. Because it's going to... Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to point out my biggest plot hole in the whole movie, and this is just me being like super meticulous nerd, man, is so Han Solo says we have to drop you off to Maz Kanata to get you a clean ship.
Is Maz Kanata the Jawa?
The little lady.
The Jawa.
The tiny walking...
I think she's a Jawa.
The walking sweet potato, whatever that was. Yeah. He says we have to get your droid on a clean ship because there's no way if we found the Millennium Falcon, the First Order's going to. And at the end, what ship does Rey take to find Luke Skywalker? The Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. That was kind of ridiculous, too. They just jump in the Millennium Falcon. She's flying it around all of a sudden.
And Chewbacca's cool with it. He's like, yeah, I guess I'll be the second
But isn't that the
mate.
Skywalker thing, though? All the Skywalkers are good pilots?
So she's a Skywalker.
Well, who says she's a Skywalker?
But we're assuming, though, right?
But we all know she's a Skywalker. You know she's a Skywalker.
If she said flying is for droids, then I'd be like, it's a Kenobi.
Is she a Skywalker, CJ? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, he just said, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to believe that Luke got some in his long sabbatical.
That wasn't Leia.
Oh, God.
I mean, if I just straight up made out with my sister, like, that would scar me for a while, is what I'm trying to say. That would, I don't know. So I don't know if that's his daughter. That's the point. I don't know if that's his daughter.
He just sold the joke the way Ray Charles does. He like closed his eyes and kind of went like this. That was awesome.
Hey, did anyone else find it rather convenient that the droid didn't like finish the map until like they beat the bad guy?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
C-3PO's like, there's no chance he has it on there. It's like, why don't you just plug him into a port? He doesn't have to be like alive to like download. I don't have to turn on like a piece of equipment.
I think he does though, because he's in low power mode. So
Low power mode.
Because he was depressed.
Depression, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Robot depression.
So he must have some sort of force capability.
R2D2?
Yeah.
R2D2.
I mean, at this point.
I
But
guess so.
is that what you were asking? I don't think it's that you find
No,
it
we went
convenient.
off topic. but,
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a left turn though if it turns out that the new trilogy is about robots becoming sentient?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
So it's the Terminator with Star Wars?
That would be, that wouldn't be derivative in a Star Wars way anyway.
Force,
But it would
force
suck.
endowed robots. Brilliant. I don't know where. Wait, sorry, CJ. What was the original thing you were trying to say? What was it? It was super convenient that at the end.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they beat the bad guy, and then all of a sudden R2D2 springs to life. You know, it's almost like Luke Skywalker was like, you know what, I'm through. You guys handle this. Like as soon as you guys take care of this, then you can find me. You know, I'll just be chilling.
Some kind of dramatic entrance. You know?
It feels very Deus Ex Machina. That I'm like, oh, here we. Yeah.
But he has to turn on at some point. And J.J. Abrams said, I forget what interview it was, but he said he has to turn on at some point. Why not make it at that point?
Yeah.
But why not at any
Like-
point before that, though? Like, if
Oh, it ruins the whole movie then.
Yeah,
But
but
then-
no
but
movie.
then-
You go find Luke first.
But what I would argue that if they turn it on and they have the map and they go find them, that could create more conflict because the
Yes.
First Order would be able to. It would create more conflict for the
That-
rebellion and the
right.
First Order.
Also,
there was no built-in conflict.
but R2
That's
yeah,
what does it just do? Is
Yeah.
But R2 only turned to wasn't it when Rey was near?
that's what they thought. Was it when Ray showed up?
Yeah, like,
It was a-
so he
yeah, so-
sensed, like, a Skywalker was
a
near
robot-
him,
so a
so he's
robot
like, I'm going to
is
turn
a-
on. Yeah.
So I know what you guys are saying, and to quote Jar Jar Binks, Maxi Big the Force. Well, that smells stinkawith. Because that's just polishing over any plot hole with saying it's the Force. And even in the third grade, we made fun of the kids that would do that. It's like, oh, it's just the Force.
Well, they
Explain
even
everything with the Force.
played off on that. Like, what are you gonna do? The galaxy's counting us. We'll use the Force.
yeah.
That's not how the Force works. Like that was, you know.
But I guess it is how the Force works, because that's why comes R2D2 turn on at the end.
Was
Because the Skywalker
was
Yeah,
Episode 7 the most meta of the Star Wars?
It had to be. It had to be
That's the
because
most
that's
meta.
all any of us do is think about Star Wars, right? when we can. So it has to be very self-referential.
It isn't a good Star Wars movie unless there's a bunch of Star Wars nerds complaining about it, so
You don't hear a lot
job
of-
well
there
done.
is-
Job well
You don't
done.
hear a lot of Star Wars nerds complaining about Empire. Besides that, it's boring. That's all.
Who says Empire's boring?
A lot of people.
I want their names.
Well,
My dad.
Your dad? CJ, you think Empire's boring?
No, I like Empire.
I love Empire. It's my favorite one.
Your dad's watching this, huh?
He will be. He did. He watched the last one. Then he sent it to me on Facebook.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, he stalks you, Renee. Anyway, so
That's
don't worry
weird.
about it.
Good to know, I guess.
For another show.
Yeah.
So what's the general consensus here that we pulled away? That you don't like the movie?
No, I do. I like it.
All that to say,
Yeah, it's probably my.
I really liked
Probably
it.
my 6th or 7th favorite movie of all time.
The real stinker is when you tell us the order of the movies to you, from
Can we
best
do
to
that? Do we have
worst.
time for that, Renee?
down
Can we
for
do
it.
that?
What's your order, Bobby?
And okay, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 2, 7.
oh, Jesus.
All right, what's yours, Bob?
Almost the same.
Jesus.
It's going to be 6, 5, 4, 7, 3, 2, 1.
I really just didn't care for the Phantom Menace, so sorry. But it's for me. It's I think it's
It's fun.
5, 6, 3, 4, 7, 2, 1.
We all put Star Wars
Oh,
low, huh?
you know what? I should say.
Or
I
1,
don't-
2,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
1, 2. I don't like the second one at all.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is
Clone Wars?
just
Pretty bad.
oh God, that thing is just drags screw that movie. Anyway, go ahead.
CJ, what's your order, or do you care?
It'd be 5, 6, 4, 7, 3, 1, 2.
There's my man.
I think I actually
Derek,
said
he
my
got
PIN
it.
number. Can we go back and destroy this?
This is Jim Leonard's least favorite part of the show. He's looking at his watch.
Sorry, Jim. So any more Star Wars talk?
We could go on forever, but I know
this
you
can go
don't.
on for hours.
I guess you have other things you want.
Yeah, go ahead, get to him. Go ahead.
No,
what did you want to talk about?
Well, okay, I got one.
Okay.
Have you seen some of the Maz Kanata theory I watched last night about her being a Jawa and being in every Star Wars movie?
I have not heard about that.
Which is complete bunk.
Following the Skywalkers around.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
It's weird.
So what's the theory though?
There's no Jawas
The theory
in
is
the
she's in every movie and she's force sensitive and that's it.
As a Jawa?
As a Jawa.
She's an Ugnaught. She was an Ugnaught.
The author claims, I shouldn't say author, the nut job claims
That's offensive.
that she is she's a Jawa, so that sets up her being able to be in every Star Wars movie, and then just, yeah, like she's there to basically guide and make sure any Skywalker's okay throughout these 30 or 40 years.
Like a guardian angel kind of for the Skywalker?
In a way, I guess, like, yeah,
Filled with Anakin.
true.
Not really.
So screw her. We don't need her then.
Yeah, exactly.
Kill her. But it's a weird theory. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
I
have
saw it
a
last
theory that Malcolm McDowell was in every Star Wars movie. He was an Ewok in the third one, and a Jawa in the first, and a Sand Person in the second one. So boom.
Anthony Daniels has managed to be in every one of these freaking movies, and nobody cares about him
No one else can play C-3PO.
because no one's thin enough. Because I don't think the man eats
It's
food.
amazing he's remained that thin for
I know.
so long.
Was it 40 years now?
Yeah, 40
Oh,
years.
Matt's a hell of a drug.
He actually believes he's C-3PO.
Maybe so.
Doesn't take the suit off.
Yeah, anyway.
Anywho, well,
I guess we're all Star Wars. So, did you guys see Deadpool?
Yeah, I saw it with you.
All right, we got 5 minutes of Deadpool. Let's show the clip, please.
that's
Deadpool
CJ.
clip. That's CJ. My second favorite mercenary.
Mark with a mouse.
Oh, hello,
Crimson
Deadpool
Crimson.
here. I always wanted to be a professional athlete. Because I wanted to have children in cities all over the world. Incoming!
Maximum message.
See you this Friday, America. Deadpool.
Okay, so that have you heard it made more money than Revenge of the Sith?
No. In this opening weekend, it was
No,
like
it
in
was so
Russia.
far.
It made more money
it
in
made-
Russia than I don't know. It was a weird
It
thing.
made
that I was
$4
like,
in
okay.
Russia?
I will say this about Deadpool. It did something I've been wanting to see happen the past 10 years was a DMX song ending up in a superhero. And that finally happened. And it finally happened. So, that's all I have to say.
John.
So is this like a reboot of Spider-Man? I haven't seen it.
Spider-Man with swords.
Okay.
It's like an R-rated, so it's an R-rated version of Spider-Man because he curses and he's promiscuous and they do drugs and he revels in the violence. So I think the audience of nerds that
Thanks.
was sort of hungry for R-rated action movies.
But that
We got
character
to the-
lends himself to an R-rated. Because that character is R-rated.
Yeah, but I think that's why it's popular is because we don't get to have those anymore.
Yeah,
So
it's
pro-
true.
When I saw it, it occurred to me that I haven't seen an action movie where people curse for like a long time, and it used to be kind of, like Major League was so funny only because they were cursing all the time, and now we don't get R-rated. Even Total Recall reboot and,
Oh.
and
Oh, yeah.
RoboCop
Yeah.
were rated PG.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Well,
right.
you look at the fans of Deadpool, and it was really a lot of those. I remember being that teenager and being like, I like the Punisher, but he's too like serious. I like Spider-Man, but like he kind of pulls back sometimes. And you take those two characters and you throw in a little crazy. You have a Spider-Man character with the humor, but with the guns and with the love of killing people, and he's like crazy. For some reason, everyone eats that up.
And he
now
breaks
they
the
make-
fourth wall.
Oh yeah, and that's
Like that part is beautiful.
Yeah, and he's been doing that in the comics, since the start.
Well, I mean, so it's like the Ropers. I don't get it. Like big deal. It's the Gary Shandling show.
It was
because no other character in like the Marvel universe had done that. He meets and he'll meet a character. He's like, I haven't heard about you since issue 362, and the person's like, what? And he's like, never mind.
We talked about being meta, and it's like, it's so meta that it's like, it's so knowingly knowing that it kind of got on my nerves a little bit. It's like, hey, look what we're doing. We're gonna break the fourth wall, and
you know what? I think there's something to what you're saying there, like, because I was thinking the same thing as I was watching the movie. Like, I really liked it, and I know a lot of people like overlove Deadpool, but I was kind of feeling similar in that situation. I was just kind of like, I don't know, is there a line that you can cross? You know what I mean? Like, because the more meta you are, the less timeless you are as well. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That's true.
Wow.
So
it's like this movie's gonna be dated in about like 5 years. You know what I mean? When we go back and watch this, or if someone who hasn't seen it this year goes and watches this like 5 years from now, they're gonna be like, oh, well, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? I don't know. Stuart McAvoy, what the f does that mean? Or you know what I mean? Like,
we'll beat that out.
Sorry.
That's okay. Alrighty. So, thanks CJ. Thanks for bringing the rated R into the show.
Hey.
We're out of time. Thank Bobby and Bob for joining us. Maybe you'll join us again sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool.
While you're at it.
Bye, guys.
Traitors.
I got nothing to sing this time.
What? How does the Mexico national anthem go?
I don't know. What's your beatboxing, CJ? That's too long, Tom. Come on. I'm done.
Pork.
Bing.
Wow, it's still not over yet, huh?
We're going.
Oh. What's going on?
This is the show that will never end. Pick his nose.